Johnson, and this is Focus on Liberia. Hit it! From Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, mountain back to Atlantic Ocean, upon me hills to Pocondre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia, for Liberia, Liberia, for Liberia, yeah, 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 yeah. From Monday to Sunday, from Monday to Sunday, yeah. It's focus on Liberia. Talk about home affairs, eh? In diaspora, current affairs, eh? Reliable information, history, ooh, talking about culture, yeah, politics, education, entertainment, yeah, business, sports, advertisement, articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday. Focus on.
Good evening and welcome to Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jar and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight we turn our attention to one of the most urgent cries facing our nation, the rise of drug abuse among Liberian youth. This epidemic is tearing families apart, destabilizing communities, and threatening the future of an entire generation. But in the midst of this crisis, a powerful force has stepped forward. The ULAA Women Empowerment Committee they have launched the initiative Say No to Drugs, A Mother's Touch. This is a movement led by women, mothers, aunties, sisters, caregivers who refuse to stand by while their children and communities are destroyed. We are delighted tonight. We are joined by the leaders of this committee, that's the ULAA Women Empowerment Committee, to discuss the mission, their strategy, and the impact they hope to make both in the diaspora and back home in Liberia. Let's get into this all-important topic and let me welcome the leader of the group, the chair, Eva Toze.
Thank you, Dennis, and thank you for the opportunity. And I am so happy to be here. Thank you, and thank you to your institution for allowing us to come and talk about this all important topic. So thank you.
Thank you. Also joining us from the ULAA Women Empowerment Committee is Fatoumata J. Masali. Our friends call her Sis Fatou. Welcome, Madam Masali, to the show.
Thank you, Brother Dennis. Good afternoon, good evening to all, depending where you're at. Good morning. And it's a blessing to be on the show once more to talk about important happenings in our country in relation to drugs. Thank you.
We want to welcome all our viewers from across the globe. If you have not already done so, please share the show, invite someone, and let's discuss, what's going on in our country and what people step forward to do. Let's begin tonight just briefly. Let me start with the chairman. Tell us a little bit about the ULAA Women Empowerment Committee. I mean, I must admit that I have not been in most of the ULAA meetings these days, but I'm glad that people are still keeping the touch on and you are doing extremely well. Thank you again.
Thank you. I thought I saw your picture somewhere in Atlanta with the ULAA event.
Yeah, I tried, but not as before.
Not as before. Well, your chair is still there. So we we will be keeping it warm for you. But thank you. Again, good evening. My name is Deba Toze. I am the chair. My role with the ULAA Women is to center on mobilizing women across the diaspora as well as Liberia to lead impactful initiatives that address central and critical issues that might be affecting women and affecting children here in the diaspora as well as in Liberia. So our goal and our mission as Judah women, we're here to impact knowledge. We're here to advocate for our women. And we're here to step up and say, hey, whatever is out there, we as the women of Liberia, we're here to stand in the gap to ensure that we move on to the next level. So today, we will be talking about drugs, one of the initiatives that we have adopted as July women.
Thank you. Let me go to Madam Masali, your opening comments.
Thank you more. As our chair just stated, our issue, the concern is drugs, right? This is an issue that we have been experiencing for a few years now. Statistics shows that at least 1 out of 5 youth experience substance abuse in Liberia, and that's a major percentage given the amount of Liberians we have, the number of Liberians we have in Liberia. So this raised concerns. It raised concerns, and we're here as mothers. This is why we call it Mother's Touch, the power of women coming together to make that voice and be that force when it's needed. So to introduction, that's the purpose of why we're here. Really just think about what's happening in our country, bringing awareness, and seeing how we all come together, be it mother, be it father, to work as a unit in doing the best we can for our country back home. So thank you again.
Thank you. Your audio was a little choppy at the end there. So let's see what other adjustment can be made. Okay. Say no to drug, a mother's touch. That's the initiative that you've started. What inspired this initiative, Madam Toze?
What inspired this initiative? We are women. We are the gatekeepers. We are the first teachers. So the initiative started when we, as Judah women, looked around and saw what was happening in Liberia. First, we saw our sisters in Liberia in August of 2025 coming out in full force and standing in the gap. The gap is for the next generation. The people that's supposed to be taking care of us when we, as mothers, we have gotten old. This is the generation that is going by the wayside. So we here, as the diaspora women, we said, what can we do as mothers, as women, as leaders? Let us join forces with our sisters on the ground and lock hands with them and stand in the gap to be able to wrestle our children from this deadly disease called drugs. So the mother's touch is to say that the mothers are influential, the mothers are the frontline defense, and we are here to step up and say our children their future cannot be stolen by drugs. We had the issue with war that took our future away. Now we have the second phase, and this one is is something like a self-imposed injury. So we, the women of ULAA, we are standing in the gap to meet our sisters in Liberia and lock hands to fight this deadly disease called drugs.
Wow, I like when you said the war destroy our future. Now drugs is destroying their future because I'm part of that generation, right? I spent 10 years on the camp playing Lulu. So, Patu, now, how did you identify that this was the right moment for women to step in?
It's always been a concern. right? I don't think any mother in the diaspora that is a part of ULA, I don't think that um, the drug use in our country was not a concern. But seeing the sisters back home, the mothers back home, initiating the process, I think that also sort of motivated us in the diaspora to aid and be a support to, to support that voice, because voice are powerful, right? So so having them started the process, I think that sort of re energize our spirits and our momentum with the diaspora. So I think that's one of the reason why we, decided to join hands in a force to fight drugs for our country. I mean, they are the future leaders, right? The young ones in Liberia are the future leaders. And as our chair said, we experience what war looks like. And this is a form of war. And I consider it even more deadly than the war we experienced, because it has so many other impacts to one using drugs. So definitely, this is the time, for us to come together as Liberians, not just mothers, but as Liberians, brothers, sisters, fathers. This is a time for us to come together and fight for our youth. If we want a better Liberia, we need to do that.
Yes.
So, uh, Madam Chair, how does the initiative align with the broader mission of the ULA Women Empowerment Committee? And I ask that question for a reason, right? Because sometimes as a group, we like to do one-off things. And when it doesn't really align with your mission, after some time, you just drop it. So
Yes.
talk to me about the broader ULA Women mission, how it aligns with this initiative.
This is within our mission. Our mission is to empower women both in the diaspora as well as empowering women in Liberia, empowering them to lead, to advocate, and to drive a sustainable change within their community. And through capacity building, to strategic partnership, and community based initiative like the one that we currently are campaigning for, which is to say no to drugs. So we're not just a committee within the ULA women. We are a movement of women that will build system, leadership, and what have you. So when we say no to drugs and the issue of drugs, we're not just going to look at it as a one-off. It falls within what the ULA women stand for. We believe that the issue of drug is a national issue. As women, it's an issue that is affecting our children. So we have a unique challenge to step in to meet our sisters in Liberia and say, hey, we the women in the diaspora, we hear you guys because you are the ones on the ground. You are the ones with the lived experience, but we are also going to bring our experience also to the table to bridge that gap because we might have the economic resources to be able to assist in that. So we are bridging the gap from the diaspora to Liberia to meeting our sisters on the table to be able to wrestle this disease from ensuring that our children, the next generation of Liberia, is safe and they are healthy. They are able to make decisions for us in the future. So yes, it falls within our mission.
Before I go to part two, you talk about bridging the gaps, right? What were some of the gaps that you identified that your initiative trying to fill?
Resources, looking at and the resources don't have to be financial resources, also expertise, but we want to ensure that we come to the table. I'm from the background like we all come to the table and be able to make decisions that will affect Liberia. Just because we are coming from the US doesn't mean we have the answer. We look at the people that have the lived experience to be able to um, help us, guide us. You guys are the ones on the ground. How do we tackle this issue? That's the bridge I'm talking about. And those are the things that we will bring to the table.
And Fatu, I want you to speak to that as well, because there is this, since the war, there is this United Nations NGO mentality where people relax and say, somebody is coming to do it. Even if you're helping, they think you have some endless supply of cash somewhere coming. So I want you to talk to me about this gap. Paint a picture for me and how you really fill that gap. Because sometimes I'm looking at a gulf, not even a gap.
So, so we are not experts, right? We're definitely not experts in understanding or feeling the issues that are being experienced in Liberia. So one of the ways that we are filling in the gap is to bring the knowledge that we have acquired from this end and sharing it with those back home and meeting their needs. It's more of a needs assessment, right? So before you work with anyone, you can't come in as an expert because you may not understand their works, you may not understand why they're in the situation that they're in. So we're coming in, and that's why ULAA women connected with entities in Liberia. We're not just doing this because we want to do this. We have entities that we are working very closely with. We are working with government entities, government leaders, right? So that's how we are bridging that gap to show that yes, we're here as a support. We're here to learn. We're here to hear what the problem is in Liberia that are being experienced. But this is what we know. This is how we can support. So a big part of our SOS project is bringing in that peer-to-peer mentorship, that advocacy mentorship. Bringing in the awareness aspect of it, not just saying say no to drug, but why should you say no to drug? What are the different symptoms that you may experience? What are some of those things that are happening? What are the socioeconomic reasoning for why you're doing what it is you're doing? So that's what ULAA women aim to embark on, is to make that highlight and show, yes, we want the drug to be eliminated, but we also looking at why is it that our youth are experiencing this? Is it because of lack of employment? Is it because of lack of attention from home? Is it because of lack of, education? So understanding these little pieces, we will work with entities back home and see how best we can support the force.
And Fatu, how is that going? How is that a partnership, the entities you are working with? How is that going?
I must say they've been very receptive. They have been very receptive. Since we've started this last year in October, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback. When we do reach out to government entities, when we do reach out to leaders back in Liberia, when we reach out to community stakeholders and gateholders or keeper, they are very receptive. I'm not sure if you joined the first session we had in October. I
Yes,
mean, there was over
yes.
400 to 500 persons on that line. That just showed the enthusiasm. That shows how much of work ULAA women have put in to connect with our brothers and sisters back home that are doing great and awesome work, and we just want to support their force.
Thank you. So, Madam Chairlady, if you were dividing tasks, what are some of the things that people in Labrador are responsible for? What are some of the things people in ULA women in the diaspora are responsible for? And I don't mean to make it so simplistic, right? But just give me a feel of some of these expectations. What are your expectations of those on the ground, and what are their expectations of you?
Good, thank you. But before I do that, let me give you some statistics of what is happening on the ground so people can get to understand what it is that we're talking. And hopefully, after that, if you could please play the video, because sometimes especially we that in the diaspora, even the people that are in Liberia, they hear it on the radio until you start showing the video, until you start hearing the statistics. People say, oh yeah, it's just drug thing. Oh yeah, it's drug thing. Like my sis has said, 1 in every 5 Liberian youth, that's 20% of our youthful population, they have um, uh, 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 they are using drugs. 17% of our students ages 12 to 17 reporting drug use. Okay, over 35% of the mental health institutions in Liberia and within the major cities, like Morovia, like Sanikole, Ganta, you know, Bikana, and other places, they're reporting that they are seeing young people that are experiencing mental health because of the history of drugs. You have 800 plus ghettos just in Morovia alone. So the issue is massive. So what we, the Yuda women, are doing, we're just scratching the issues. We're just scratching the issues. What the women did in Liberia also, I would say they are scratching the issue. So we all, it needs to be an all full blast, all hands on deck, rather than saying, you guys, this is it. We that are here, this is it. I think all of us need to come to the table, and all of us need to try to strategize and be strategic on how we can combat this. One thing I can say, and I want to say thank you, is thank you to the current director of the LDEA. He has been very supportive, encouraging us to come to the table. And one thing he said is, look, you like women, I want you ladies to focus on prevention. Look at prevention. Look at getting to the source before it is too late. That means the peer to peer education, looking at young people talking to each other in the schools and different things like that, because prevention is better than cure on any day. So that's what we are looking at. So to say, you like women in Liberia, this is for y'all. You like women in the diaspora, this is for, I won't say that. I will say, Liberians, let us get to the table and get to the table fast. It is all hands on deck. We need to focus and we need to be strategic. Thank you.
Thank you. So the theme, a mother's touch. I know you touched on that previously, but I want you to kind of touch a little more on that. What message are you sending to families and communities by this theme, a mother's touch?
And mothers touch, like I said, mothers are influenced. We are the first line of defense, the first people to discipline, the first people to love, the first people, the first teachers. So when we say mother's touch, we are saying mothers in Liberia. Like I said, just like what happened during the war when the women of Liberia rose up. The mother's touch is a call for all mothers to stand in the gap for the children of Liberia. Let us stand in the gap. The ULA women, yes, we're doing this, but I don't want it to be like, oh, this is just those women thing. I want it to be something that all of us as women to stand in the gap for Liberian youth. So a mother's touch is from that background, looking at women as a whole, women in general, to stand up. The women of Liberia did it in August. We came October 10th and kick off. We're here again, uh, um, and we will be out on February the 28th to roll out the second phase to say, hey, this issue is not going away. This is not just a one off. This is within our mission. We are here and we want this issue resolved. We're going to hold our government accountable. And I just say thank you to the government because they have come and met us halfway and say, yes, we're willing to sit at the table with you all. So I'm excited about that. So again, it's an all hands on deck, calling all the women, calling all mothers, calling all men as well, because the soul of the country is what is on the line. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, from my experience, mothers in Liberia go through a lot when it comes to the issue of drugs. Or almost even in my own family back home, the issue is there, friends, relatives, everywhere. What you
Mhm,
see is the people we hear cry the most are the mothers.
mhm.
Sometimes the fathers, send them and say, I can't deal with you anymore. Go to your mom, and they'll be done. Fatu, do you think women really have been given that role? Hmm, let me put it this way, so I'll be nice. Do you think women have been recognized in this drug fight and have been given that support? Because it's like almost all the people that are crying are women. All the people that are actually fighting, more concerned. A friend told me she was spending time. He said, by the time I came home, my son had so all. He said the only thing that he left in the house, in as clothes wise, were all underclothes. The rest were sold.
Mm.
So in my own neighborhood, I'm looking at people wearing my clothes, but there's nothing I can say. And it's like, where are the fathers? So, do you think the women have really been empowered? Have they been given the resources? Have they been recognized? Have they been given their important place in this fight? Or they just being ignored and they're fighting alone?
I mean, to be honest, looking at our culture, um, I don't think women have been recognized. I think it's a more of a forced a forced role, right? You have sometimes a father would say, if the child turns out good, then that's the father's child. You
Mhm.
know, if the child does wrong or turn out bad, then it's the mother's fault. So it seems like our society in Liberia puts a lot of tension on mothers. And I think too, as much as mothers are caring, mothers are nurturing, they're more emotionally sensitive, right? But I think because of the way our society is built, mothers feel like they need to do more because they're the one that being criticized when the child does wrong. So I don't think the mothers are really being treated fairly. But in the aspect of the drug, that's one of the reasons why ULAA women decided to join force. Because we understand the culture in Liberia, and we understand the demands that are put on mothers in our country. So who would be best to aid and support a sister? It will be us, because traveling to another country has opened our eyes to a lot of things. We've learned so much that our sisters may not be privy to learn in Liberia right now. So we support them. We support them from a arm's length, to make sure that they can be supported. But I don't think that societal wise, I don't think that mothers are appreciated much in Liberia.
Hmm. And drugs affect the entire family,
Correct.
including the little children. Don't take it from me.
Mhm.
Let's listen to
Dear
little Dennis.
Liberia, we write to you with heavy hearts. We are the children whose brothers and sisters are lost to the streets. They are called Zogos, as if that word defines them. But to us they are not a name. They are our siblings who once had dreams. Some were brilliant in school. Now they are struggling to survive. Our parents cry in silence, feeling helpless and heartbroken. And we, the younger ones, are watching. If nothing is done, more of us will follow the same path. More children will trade classrooms for street corners. More families will mourn children who are still alive. We are begging the leaders, please see them as human beings. Invest in schools and programs. Protect us before we are lost. Save our brothers. Heal our families. Protect our future. With tears and hope, the children of Liberia.
Wow.
That's from the children.
So true. So true.
Speak to that video, even though it's a creation, but it really speaks to the heart of the issue. What do you think, Deva?
And that's what the LDA boss has said. Children learn from each other. Children learn from each other. You will be surprised in kindergarten, the child will come on and tell you what their friends said because they're all exchanging information. That's why he's encouraging us to do the peer-to-peer clubs, because when we hear little Dennis talking, he's talking at their level, and they will be able to understand him at their level. So when we put together the peer-to-peer, they will be able to say, hey, my friends say don't do drugs, and this is what I'm hearing from you, rather than a grown person that's standing over them telling them not to do drugs. They say, but I order Papa no man. I order oh my whole day. She's there on our whole teacher talking. My man, I oh my know nothing, man. And they start using slang. But now you have little Dennis talking and using the same slang at their level. They will be more apt to learn, to listen, and to take in what little Dennis is saying. So thank you for even creating that, because that's where we are going to.
Thank you. Fatu, what is the here in the United States in the diaspora? What is the level of support that you're getting? Because most of the time when we see, the 80-20, 20 people out of the 80 will do the work, right? But to what extent are you going across, letting other people on board so that this can be all hands on deck?
So we have actually been reaching out to all majority of our Liberian communities within the diaspora. Uh, we've reached out to associations, other Liberian associations. We've reached out to colleagues that are not Liberians to support the cause. And just within our ULA Women Committee, it's about almost 200 ladies. We're about 200 ladies on our chat line. So just bringing that information constantly to them, even if they're not as active, but they're getting the information and they're supporting the cause financially. Um, we're getting donations being sent to us. We are doing fundraisers because part of our goal is to raise $25,000, and that $25,000 is to aid entities in Liberia to support to do care packages for our young brothers and sisters, young youth that are experiencing substance abuse. So, so we are getting some support, but we need more.
Yeah,
The more, the better. We do need more supports. And again, this is not a mother's fight. Even though we're saying mother's touch, it
yeah,
is not a mother's fight alone. We do need the fathers involved. I mean, if you look at the dynamics of family, it's very important that even if you are separated as parents, that you co-parent cohesively for the fundamental development of your child. So we do need both parents involved. We need men in the diaspora to get involved so that they can speak to other men in Liberia. If there's any broken homes where a child has been impacted and is using drugs because of the broken homes, a lot of different reasons. We need men to get involved into this fight. It is not just a mother's fight; it is a Liberian fight.
do we know what the schools are doing? I personally, I was talking to a friend, a colleague, and her son, between 28 to 30 years old, had that problem and went, to rehab. He was there for 7 months, came home, looking very good. So when I was talking to the mom, I said, well, let me say hi to him. And he was so afraid. He was running away because he's afraid that I'm going to judge him. He felt that he was not good enough to talk to me because, you see, I'm from a good, background. My parents are all good, and he see where I am. So when he finally came to the phone and we turned on the video to talk to him, he was so amazed that I did not judge him, that I understood what. So I'm thinking, as you work, do you know what schools are doing? Do you know what churches are doing? Do you know what the older people, educated people, the uncles and the men in their life? Do you know, have an idea what they are doing to help these children?
So, from what we have gathered, especially also during our first campaign in October, um, I think our culture is so accustomed to stigmatizing people, labeling them, calling them zogos, calling them, all sorts of name that defames one identity or character. So part of our SOS is also to educate, and that's where the awareness piece comes in. There are humans, they are not zogos. You know, there's other person-centered terms that can be used to identify their behaviors without really labeling them or stigmatizing them in such a demeaning fashion. So I do, I've spoken to so many educators in Liberia. I don't think the Liberian system, education system, from what I was told, I stand to be corrected. Um, they do not have courses in teaching about drugs at an early stage. And if that is accurate, that's something that, definitely independently, and as ULA, part of ULA, that's something we definitely will want to encourage. We do have a new education minister now who is from the diaspora. So our hope and dream is that she would take some of those acquired knowledge from America's school system and hopefully it can be implemented in the Liberia school system so that the young children can start learning different things, start learning about drugs, start learning the impact, the different signs and so forth. So, we're hoping for better Liberia, hoping that, like I said, being that the minister of education is from the diaspora and, has wealth of knowledge, hopefully that it will be implemented within the schools. But right now, from research and educators I've spoken with in Liberia, no, that's not something that is covered. So we're hoping and hoping the churches can do more, hoping that the churches can not be afraid, of our young brothers and sisters that are abusing or using drugs, so that it can tap into helping them on a community level.
Yeah, even the issue of empathy, just
Correct.
empathizing with somebody can do a whole lot. Madam Chair Lady, you are entering phase two of your program. What would that phase be focusing on?
Again, we are focusing on awareness, the same as phase one, awareness, but awareness with a goal. Um, Looking at actually what we're going to be doing in Liberia. Phase two, we're going to be doing care packages. So on February 28th, we have about 100 care packages that we would love Liberians to help us buy for these individuals that are currently going through recovery. And then we also were talking about um, the education piece. Be,
What is in that care package before you move on?
the care package, we're going to have little things that they would need while they're going through their treatment stage. So we're sitting with organizations to develop those things. So the care package, we put it at $25 per care package, where you'll be able to get, the basic essentials, your two birds, your toupees, you know, things that they need when they go through or when they go to the treatment centers. The same thing here, that happens when someone is taken off the street and taken. They need something to start with. So that's why we are coming in to be able to say, hey, we need the help of the community to help us get these things, because the treatment centers, they're overwhelmed. Everybody is overwhelmed with this drug thing. So where we can help is where we tend to focus. So the goal of Saturday, the 28th, is to raise funding for those care packages and also look at prevention. And the prevention comes in with a peer to peer education piece. So we are doing two things on for our second phase. Again, like Fatu said, our overall goal is $25,000. Some people might be like, that's small. That's small, but in the midst of economic constraints here in the US and around the world, that's a lot. That's something we can do and be able to do and do it well. So we are calling on everybody out there. The situation in Liberia is all of us, not just the women, not just the young people, but Liberia and the future of Liberia as a whole. We have written a lot of people. We have, call on all of Liberians to come and meet us at the table. Meet us at the table for phase two, where we will be asking for additional support for our young people in Liberia, support to dignify these young Liberians, dignify the future of Liberia, and help us curtail this deadly disease called drugs.
Hmm. So before you give the mark away, what lessons from phase one inform the design of phase two? Or what are some of the things you are taking from phase one to phase two? What are some of the mistakes you made in phase one that you're going to be corrected in phase two? Throw a little light on that.
Yeah. So phase one, we were just so excited until I would say we overbooked. We brought so many people to the table until we were up until 2 o'clock in the morning. So that was a little bit overwhelming. But we saw the excitement. We saw how the government of Liberia responded to our call. The LDA boss came. Minister Proper came to the table. People we called, they showed up. That was exciting. One thing, the deputy minister for health, he, to me, Dr. Zanga, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. This minister was on the flight. When his flight landed in the US, because the minister proper couldn't make it, his flight landed in the US 2 hours to showtime. He said yes. He, as soon as he turned on his um his phone, we were there to call him. He said yes, went to his hotel, put his laptop down, and came on the show to talk about the issue of drugs and what the government was doing as their part. To me, that tells me that people are concerned, that people are willing to help. So as part, that was to me a highlight. And then the lesson we learned was not to overbook. So this time around, we said the last time the actual people, the survivors, they weren't able to really tell their story. So this time around, the focus will be on survival telling their story, survival families telling their story, and then treatment centers telling their story. So that's where we're going to go with. You're bringing it down to actually hearing. Maybe the young man that is going to be talking to us, Titus is going to tell us how he landed in this situation. Because let me tell you something, Dennis. Some of the young people that are on drugs, not all of them are from a bad home. Not all of them are from a bad community. We have ministers' children. We have lawmakers' children. We have wealthy people in Liberia that their children have fallen prey to drugs. So when we talk about drugs, sometimes people say, "Oh, la, the children ain't that in, maybe they're living in Zimra." No, we have children from upscale family that are being impacted with this drug thing. So everybody is involved. So we want to hear from them. If you are out there, let me just put this out there. If you are out there that day and this is something that have touched you, touched your family, let us know. We'll bring you on so you could tell your story, so people could hear the live experience. Because when we hear it from the horse's mouth, we can say, wow, that was really happening. Oh my God. You know, in Liberia, one of the things that we do also is if it's not affecting me, we tend to dismiss it. And sometimes if it's affecting me, my family, my household, all of a sudden it becomes what? A SOS situation. We don't want it to get to that. Our neighbor's house is on fire. We all need to go there and help
Mhm.
turn and help put out that fire, because guess what? That fire will jump to ours if we
All
don't.
right. Thank
So
you.
definitely yes.
The African proverb say only a fool goes to sleep while the neighbor's house is on fire.
Aha, there you go.
Fatu, how are we also, because sometimes it's not about just the people that are doing these things, but how are we targeting the mothers, the siblings, or the parents of the people that are in this situation? What are some of the things that you're going to be doing to also target the families and other people that are impacted as a result of what they are going through? You are on mute.
Thank you. I'm sorry. So right now, I mean, ULA women, our focus have been to support in the understanding of the why, to support in the awareness. I'm sure um, working with any community, working with any families, right, you have to understand the root cause. And once you've understood the root cause, then you'll be able to then work with the family as a whole. So I'm sure that that's a good that's something that EULA women will definitely look into in working with the mothers, supporting the mothers. But right now, part of the way we are supporting the mothers is to say, we're here. We're here for you. We're here to support you. We're here to bring you resources. We're here to link you to you know entities. Again, access is a big thing in Liberia. Is who you know. If you do not have the funding, you may not have access to rehab centers. You may not have access to treatments. So that's what we're here for.
Mhm.
We're here to make sure if that mother that lives in the slum and reaches out to us, we're able to link her to access, link her to entities that we have connected with, that we are building relationships with. So those are ways that we are definitely helping the mothers and intend to continue to help mothers that are impacted as well, through the usage of their kids using drugs.
Thank you. And we're hearing from people that are watching. Don Shamsi, lack of education is the most effective and psychological factor in mental health as well as play a huge role in stability.
Mhm.
Uh, we have Seku Samola Sharif following us from Carwell. I say, I really appreciate you women for this drug campaign. Victoria Mullenberg said, great job. Gobi Blah. Great job to my beautiful mother, Ambassador Fatumata Masalaya, watch you from rehab community. So when you rehab, that means you lay where the president, the vice president live. So you doing well. I know in everything you have challenges. Challenges will be there. Let's talk about the challenges. But before the challenges, I want to hear the good one first. Success stories. I hearing testimonies so far. Little by little. So let's go to the success stories and the testimonies and the good things that are happening as a result of what you're doing.
People are coming on board. People are giving. People are seeing us. One of the things I always say is that we don't we don't.
Before you continue, let me. Bendora is trying to join us. She's having some difficulties here. I think you're. So we're watching you. So every time, so just keep trying. And when it's the issue you are having is like it's saying your video and your audio they are not connected. So maybe by restarting the device, whatever is competing for that resource on the device may go away. Sorry about that, and we want to be very. But I know that she's trying so hard, so we want to kind of see what help we can give.
Lady B, try to come on.
Yes.
Like I said, people are watching. One thing I'm very much aware of, sometimes, we post or we are on a show like this and people are not on, or, you have limited people watching and you're like, oh, people didn't come. But trust the ones that are watching and that they would just put on, there are many. So the word is getting out that ULA women are doing this. And just people from all walks of life. coming and saying thank you. That makes a difference. And what I would say is a challenge is that we have to do more. We can't just say the ULA women or the women of Liberia. It has to be an intentional, nationwide force coming together strategically to be able to combat this. It cannot be left with one group. The DEA group, they are doing, they're arresting, there's so much things happening. And our society is set up in such a way that sometimes it's like the more you work, it's almost like, oh my God, I'm just working and nobody, all of this effort is going in vain. I would say, no, your effort is not going in vain. That we just continue. We continue on. I would say we get frustrated on our end as well because we're sharing the information, we're calling people, we're inviting people. Like you said, limited people. We got a whole bunch of people, just a pocket of people that will come to join force and make sure and start the work onto execution. But sometimes it's okay. I say that it's okay. We will go with the coalition of the willing, and we will just move on because the issue is so big that it can't just be about us. It can't be about Deba not feeling well today and she don't want to be bothered with this whole ULA thing or this whole women thing. Is bigger than that. We're talking about the soul of the nation. We're talking about Liberia's next generation. So we're focused. We're tunnel vision. We want to be able to do this, and we want to be able to make it successful. So you are helping. For us to just reach out to you this week, and you say yes, that is what I'm talking about. So people are out there. People are helping. People are coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Fatu, the drug issue is so big, so huge. And somebody was telling me, even the United States, they've been fighting and they're not getting anywhere. You know, so this in Liberia, where sometimes it appears that we can't even get a handle to this issue. What is giving you the courage to keep pushing in the face of this huge problem that some say even the United States is not able to get rid of?
Because when I'm a mother,
Mothers and
right?
results.
We do not give up. I have children. You just saw one of my kids in Liberia, right? Um, I have children all over the world that could be impacted. So, so that alone it motivates me. It motivates us as mothers to keep pushing. Again, the drug issue, there's so many dynamics. It's not just one thing, one cookie or cutter fix the problem. You have to look at different aspects. Last time we appeared, we talk about security issue. We talk about increasing salaries for those that are at the boulders, right? So that hopefully those things limit the passage of drugs at boulders. So there's a lot of different dynamics, but those are governmental issues. As community advocate and someone as an agent of change, we're not going to give up. That's why we're fighting too. We're going to do what we can as advocates. We're going to do what we can as mothers, as sisters, as Liberian. Regardless of where we live, Liberia is what we have. And our future are in Liberia. So we need to not give up. And those are the motivating factors why we're pushing, regardless of the fight. We know that the drug issue in Liberia, we're not saying that it's going to be eliminated altogether, but we're saying the percentage should decrease. Because if you look at the percentage, you're talking about 13% to 20%, are being impacted. Youths are being impacted. That's a huge number. And this is a public crisis. It's a public health concern. So definitely those are all reasons why we're pushing. Those are all reasons why we are not going to give up, because we know that if something is not done, then we don't have a country. We will not have a country. So that answers your, hopefully, Mr. Dennis, that answers you. But I want to go back to my money issue. The care package. We're going to start with you, Mr. Dennis. We need sponsors. That's some of our challenges. We need sponsors. We can appear on all these different fancy shows and talk about drugs. But if we don't get our aim accomplished, we will not be able to do half of the things we are fighting for. We need money. Money is everything, right? We need money. Our care package is only $25, right? If you can sponsor 2 care packages, that's $50.
Yeah.
If you can sponsor 4, that's $100. We will definitely have our Zelle posted. If you want to start tonight, those that are watching us via Facebook, via YouTube, $25. And even if you didn't have $25 and you want to be a part of that blessing and you want to tap into the blessing, whatever you have, we would take. If you have $10 and somebody else have a $15, that can make one care packet. So we really, really need all the support we can get as much as possible. Come out on the 28th. We will be online from 12 to 5. The information will be shared. Come out and support this great, great cause. I can assure you, every dime that ULAA Women Empowerment Committee that we're going to raise, all of those funding will be towards our SOS project. ULAA Women, we are well off. We live a very comfortable lives, and we can assure you we work with dignity, we work with pride, we work with respect, and we will make sure our chair lady is no joke. We will make sure that every penny received through donations, it will be used for its intended purpose. So please, our information is out there, our Zelle information. You can Zelle us at OURULAA, which is our ULAA, at ULAALIB.org. You can Cash App us as well. The $ Lady, LADY, Daiba, DAIBA. Any amount, okay? We'll really, really appreciate it. If you're in Liberia, one way you can help us is spread the news. Be an agent. Join the force. Join us in educating our brothers and sisters back home. We really do need all the hands on deck, and we need that support. So I just wanted to add that. I'm all about the money, because without the money, we cannot do what we need to do. So please come out and support us and purchase the care package. And I'm going to start Mr. Dennis tonight.
And I will deliver. It's all about the money. Show me the money. Even God, in His mercy, in His infinite knowledge, say money answer everything. So it's the money. The number for Cash App, S Lady Deba. That's the Cash App, or
there's no S there. It's the $.
$, not S. Our ULA at ULALIB.org. That will give you
the Zelle.
The Zelle. And so.
And while you're doing that, Dennis, I have Bandura on the phone. So she wasn't able to log in, so she will be able to talk on the phone.
And I will make my contribution, but just because the Bible says what your left hand know, the right hand, what your left hand does, the right hand shouldn't know. So I'm not going to announce right now.
No worries.
But we have our lady Bandura on the phone. Go ahead, Bandura.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my wonderful people, and good evening to our host, our cheerleader, and our sister from the ULAA. Thank you all for a job well done. I want to speak to the public, to those of you who are listening. We are here because of our brothers and sisters that are dying from this drug abuse. The main goal and objective of this second phase program, we want to move from conversation to a measurable impact. We want to provide mothers, brothers, or hand-on skills or prevention strategies, things that we all can put into place to be able to keep our children safe, our brothers safe. We want to strengthen partnership with schools, with churches, with our community, with youth organizations, so that they can understand the impact of these drugs and how much effect it has on our community, our culture, our country at large. We want to build a sustainable anti-drug network across, Liberia by educating our youth, by educating them these drugs, the effect, how it is destroying and killing people, so that they can be aware. And we depend on the success story. There has been so many success stories. Just listening to the conversation, just listening to people presenting, it gives you ideas on how you can go about to protect yourself and your family. My advice for mothers and young women who want to take active role, my advice for you is that start conversation early and keep them open. Let us discuss these things. Start the conversation. Educate yourself, because we need to be educated. This is why this program is all about. Come on. Listen to presenters. Listen to success stories. Listen to how they were able to accept to be free, how they were able to be drug free, how they were able to get out. Educate yourself about the modern drugs and their signs. It is important. Build trust so that children can feel safe in sharing their story, in sharing their struggles. This program is very educative. We seek to help. It's good for us to come in and help early. Watch your children when you see signs. Those signs, you see them, they are just maybe, we are caregivers as mothers. We know when something is wrong. Let us pay attention to our kids, their movement, their body language. So this program is very important for every one of us to come together and be able to fight this thing and say no to drugs in Liberia. Say no to drugs. We want our children. They are the future generation. They are people we will count on tomorrow. So we are calling on everybody. We are calling on the fathers. We are calling on government officials. We are calling on pastors, youth leaders. We are calling on the elders, everyone. This is not a one-man fight. You'll come and join this campaign so that we can be able to fight this deadly crisis in our country right now. Thank you.
Thank you. If you want to participate in the conversation, please call 605-313-6004. The code is 791-403 pound. That's the number to call. If you can't call the number, I have someone in Australia say, hey, I can call that number, one WhatsApp to call. If you want to participate in this discussion, please call WhatsApp 978-726-6965, or you call the conference call number and participate. And so many ways you can participate by, if you have a question, if you have a comment, or to say thank you, or to pledge your support, or to donate. We can do everything tonight. So please do not hesitate to call. So, David, let me start now by saying, so, what you want people to do going forward based on the phases, the phase that you've entered now. People listening to us, what is the call to action?
The call to action is Saturday. This Saturday coming up, February the 28th at 12 noon Eastern. We're calling on everyone. Come online. Join ULAA Women so we can hear from people with the lived experience, people that are doing the work, people that are passionate about this drugs issue in Liberia. So we will have our information on care package. We will even have basket for people to win. We're doing everything so we'll be able to raise money. We're going to be raising money. We're going to be raising awareness. The main call to action is come on board. You don't have to be a woman. Come on board. We are talking about the future of Liberia. Come on board. Meet us this Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Time. It will be 5 p.m. in Liberia. Get your data and come and join us and be a part of the conversation and, carry the information to your community and say that the ULA women say no to drugs. And before we end, Dennis, our president, the current president of ULA, the Honorable Mohammed Keita, I want to say thank you to him for allowing us this platform for us to come and talk about the issues that are affecting not just women, but the issues that are affecting Liberians as a whole. So we say thank you to President Keita. Thank you to the people of ULA, the Board of Trustees of ULA. They are behind us 100%. We cannot wait on to meet them on Saturday as well. Again, Dennis, hopefully you will do the same thing you did for round one because you was one of the group that was helping to also air as we were online. So it was like simultaneous thing going. So we say thank you to you, and we are hoping that on Saturday that too can happen. So the call to action is all hands on deck. Let us all come out and do this together as Liberians and wrap our arms around our young people and save the soul of Liberia. We experience it.
How do people attend on Saturday?
We have the Zoom link.
Mhm.
We have the Zoom link. We will share the Zoom link with you. Let me see if I could pull the Zoom link and send it to you real quick. The Zoom link is available. You can access the link. Anybody can access the link. So let me. Ooh, I've been sharing all day, so that's why I'm going all the way down. Okay. We are doing this. So the Zoom link is available. Let me send it to you. Maybe you can put it up for us. That anybody, and I will also put it in the comment section right now while the program is going on. Um, okay.
Dear Liberia, we write to you with heavy hearts. We are the children whose brothers and sisters are lost to the streets. They are called Zogos, as if that word defines them. But to us they are not a name. They are our siblings who once had dreams. Some were brilliant in school. Now they are struggling to survive. Our parents cry in silence, feeling helpless and heartbroken. And we, the younger ones, are watching. If nothing is done, more of us will follow the same path. More children will trade classrooms for street corners. More families will mourn children who are still alive. We are begging the leaders, please see them as human beings. Invest in schools and programs. Protect us before we are lost. Save our brothers. Heal our families. Protect our future. With tears and hope, the children of Liberia.
Thank
That's the
you.
message again from little. So the Zoom link is in the stream there. So you can click on it, or you can copy or send it to yourself. You should be able to join on Saturday.
Yes.
Well, it's time to wrap it up.
Yes.
Fatu also had something to say on the call to action. Talk about that money again, because money answers everything.
It sure does. It sure does. So send us the money. Send us the money. Please, please, please support us. Support our SOS project in any shape or form. Support us. Um, Whatever you can give, whatever you can donate, support us. Because without fundings, we cannot accomplish what we would like to accomplish. So please use our EULA Zelle information, use our Cash App information. If you know me personally and you do not have access to any of those, you can send your fundings to me directly, and I will make sure those fundings are turned over to EULA. Um, so please come and support us. Support us the 28th. We will be on, energetic, ready, drinking our coffee and just having fun. It's all about having fun in the process. Um, like I said, no one's an expert. We're coming together just as Liberians, concerned Liberians, to help aid with what is happening in our country. So bring the money.
All right, we have one caller. So let me take the caller before I get your closing comments. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Dr. Jones Malay, calling from Rhode Island.
Go ahead, Dr. Mali.
First of all, I want to thank the moderator for hosting the show. And I also want to take my hat off to our sisters who, despite all their busy schedule, they say develop somewhere in their hearts to fight this epidemic. And I want to say thank you ever so much. But I have got 3 recommendations for you. Now that you are aware of the problem and you try to fight it, I'm sure you are aware that youth continue to recruit youth each day. Each day there is new member joining the drug epidemic. Each day a youth is recruited. Each day a youth is affected. So my suggestion here is there's a need to talk to government or to engage government. First of all, to put in place mechanism where drugs law rather, would be punished. They will have to go through long jail terms. And those who bring in the drugs in Liberia, if you are caught, you go through due process. And if you're found guilty, you should be placed behind bars for up to 30, 40 years. The strategy here is this. Even those who work in government ministry, drugs is a lucrative business. People should be tested. People should be tested every 6 months. From the executive to the judiciary to the legislature, people should be tested every month. And our purpose of doing this, including the DEA, and the purpose of doing this is, first of all, to stop the drugs from coming in. Secondly, those who are in the drugs business, to contain them. Then we'll now focus on the youth. Because if there are no drugs, there'll be no new intake. No new youth will be affected. The unaffected one will be safe. We will curtail the coming in of the flow of drugs. So if we tackle it from our end, and moving in now with the rehabilitation you people are embarking on, I think there will be some success story.
Thank you.
But if you now you have embarked on a success story, if the loopholes are still there, the gap is still open, and drugs still coming in, there will continue to be new recruits from time to time. This is my worry.
Thank you, Dr. Mali. And just join them, while they do the campaign, let's do the advocacy to call on the government.
Yes, so we need you to come on, join us.
Come on board. Come Saturday.
Dr. Mali, let me take another call. Yeah. Madam Chairlady, you were responding. Go ahead with your response while I take the other call.
No, go ahead with take the call.
No, respond to Dr. Mali. It was on the tip of your tongue.
No, I was saying that the door's open. Let him join us. Come to the table, Doc. That is a very good point. And he makes a very salient point, because we can do all of this. If the loopholes are open, we still are just going to be spinning our wheels. So definitely, yes. But it takes all of us to be at the table to strategize and be strategic and intentional.
And you're welcome because you're in Rhode Island, so you can join us.
And while we're waiting,
Call
go
out your
ahead.
name and where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing, Dennis? My name is Dr. Vulula. I'm calling from the state of Indiana.
Dr. Vulule, I don't know why I always put you in New Jersey. Go ahead.
Probably we got a 3 Dr. Vululas in this country, so probably it's the other Dr. Vulula.
Okay. You are the all right. Go ahead, Dr. Vulule. Oh, you are young. You are not P. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm young. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I want to tell my big sisters and my mothers in studio today. Talking about this devastating public health crisis that is going on in Liberia. I just wrote a book on that, and I named that book "War Without Guns." War without guns. It's another. What we are going through is another, civil crisis that we are going through right now. But this other war, you will not hear. There's no battlefield. There's no gunshot, no grenades, no RPGs. It's a silent war without guns, and this is very devastating to the extent that we are losing the future of our country. And I commend ULAA women for coming up, with this initiative. And to the brother that just called, it's not just about sitting, afar and giving recommendation. We need all hands on deck. Join the struggle, join the fight against this war, so that we all can end this war. Because if this war not end now, I don't know where Liberia will be in the next 10 years. Liberia will be like a drug zone. So that book is out, and I'm starting that book. And 50% of that sale going to go to ULAA Women Initiative. So I'm calling on everybody, go on Amazon. The ebook is out, and the actual hard copy is going to be out hopefully on Monday, because it's working on that. When you publish, it takes some time for it to appear. So 50% of that going to go to ULAA Women Initiative. So I'm urging everyone. That's another way to support this initiative. So whatever way we all can support this initiative, please let us put hands together to fight this war together. Just how we went through the Civil War, the 14-year civil crisis, we are in another war. Let us take it as that. And let us not be that, because my child is not affected, so I will turn my back on that. I don't care. No. Let all of us care about this war. This war is everyone's war right now to fight against. So I just want to commend all ULAA women for this great initiative. We are all in this together.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you also for your contribution, and congratulations on your book.
I'll send you the information, Dennis, if you can put it up, please.
They said, thank you. All right, let's.
The flyer. I send you the flyer on the book. If you can please put that up as well.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
you, Dr.
You're closing.
Okay. I just want to say thank you to everyone. To close, on February the 28th, one of our speakers, Dr. Jan Vulule, that just came on, he is one of the speakers. I send you the flyer. If you can please put the flyer up, please. He's gonna be there talking to us about drugs. He did his research dissertation at Morovia Saw Beach. So he understands the drug crisis in Liberia and has written a book on that. And he was graciously able to call and say, "Hey, my book is coming out. 50% of the proceeds from my book, I want to be able to give that to ULAA women." That's another thing about people coming from all over the place to support this, because he understands that, like he said, if things are not done, if we all don't come to the table, that's it for that generation. With war, at least you can hide yourself from bullets and this, but with drugs, the children are recruiting each other. Let us come to the table so that the young Vulule will be there on Saturday at the table to discuss not just his book, but the issue of drugs in Liberia. We are also having the Reverend Caleb Doma. Reverend Doma has his institution that he's running in Liberia. The institution he works with the disadvantaged youth, and the organization is called Zogo We Care. He's going to be at the table. And like I told you, we're also going to be hearing testimonies from survival. So I'm encouraging everyone to be at the table. Meet us on Saturday afternoon at 12 midday sharp, where we are going to be there to wrestle the soul of Liberia. I want to say thank you, Dennis.
Let me hold on 1 second. We have an overseas call.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have people watching. So call out your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, so I'm Prince Kobe Black calling from Morovia. I just want to say something, meaning please.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So thanks to the host and also thanks to the ULAA women for their great job. But to me, my suggestion here is that some people on the street that are unjust, some people been there for 10 years, 15, 20 years. So most of them don't have a home. So even when you talk to someone on the street, you're talking to them, at the end they go back on the street and also continue what they are doing. So I suggest tomorrow in future that ULAA women to have a home where sometimes you encourage someone who want to leave just and then take them in the home where they'll be living there. Maybe they'll have a vocational school. In that way, they'll be able to take attention from unjust. But even when you see someone on the street and you just encourage them, talk to them, at the end, you just leave them, they go back to their friends. They will continue doing that. Yeah. So I think in future that they will put it in a file where they will open a rehabilitation home where they will have vocational school, or even they can be there and learn some trade, do a lot of things. In that way, with someone there, they learn trade. In 2-3 years when they leave, but then they will forget about what they were doing before. But most of them want to leave the street, but they don't have a home anymore. Some people 20, 30 years, they be on the street. They don't even know their family again.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for calling.
That is so true. Thank you so much. That is so true. But we cannot do that without resources. We can't have all these great plans. We could have all these great plans, but we need resources. And Liberia is already at a crossroad in terms of resources. We see with this new thing that is happening in the world, you say it's no more. So it would take us stepping in as Liberians. We have it. Liberians, especially Liberians are in the diaspora. Liberians are in Liberia. It's time that we come to the table to be able to rescue the next generation. So all the things that we are talking, it all hinges down on resources. So come out on Saturday, purchase a care package, donate to the cause, and let us do all these great things. Again, thank you. I send you additional information if you can put it up so we can see Reverend Doma and also see Titus and also see the Vulule, that these are the people that will be on Saturday. And let us meet at the top of the hour to talk about the future of Liberia and how we can put our arms around each other and be able to rescue the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you. Fatu?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Thank you for sharing your platform with us as usual. And thanks to the audience, those that called, all the calls that came in, great suggestions, great feedback. I'm sure we will take it back to our team and it will be discussed, and we look forward for a better Liberia. But just my closing notes, just to share the fight against drugs Abuse is not just a policymaker issue, right? It's a fight for the future in our community and our Liberia at large, our nation at large. To the youth, your future is so priceless, very priceless, priceless. Do not trade it for a temporary fix. Do not trade your future for temporary high. Drugs don't just take away your self-esteem, but it takes away your dream, it takes away your potential, and we are here to encourage you wherever you at. We do not know what the issues may be, but we're here to encourage you. There's churches in your community. Go and speak to someone. There's a mother, there's a father in your community. Speak to someone. And I'm sure that, the Liberia that I grew up in and the Liberia that I know, it takes a village to raise a child. So hopefully Liberia still carries that culture and that someone will be able to come to your aid. So let us fight as a unit against drug abuse. We should not just leave it up to the government, community members, advocates, community leaders. We need to come together to fight against drug abuse in our country so that we can have a better Liberia for our future leaders. So once more, thank you all for your time. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday, sharp 12 p.m. And don't just come without your wallet. Bring your wallet with you, okay? Bring your purses with you. We're going to have fun. We're going to have things that we're going to be giving out. We're going to be fundraising. We're going to have our beautiful baskets ready. And just come out and have fun. Have fun. Get information that will educate you. What we are lacking is education. So when these events when these forums are being held, please come and just listen and get one or two information and see how best it can change your life. So thank you once more, Mr. Dennis. Thank you, Chair Lady. I'm humble, and I look forward to Saturday by His grace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
Dennis.
Thank you all for coming. And I mean, when you say thank you, I say I have no choice. Our country is at a crossroad, and we have to do whatever it takes. That's why sometimes I find it very, very. There was this former, somebody, big government official just dancing. So the issue in our country is life and death. It's no time to dance. I have a colleague too who he said, "Oh, that Sata is dancing." I said, This is serious." And we want our government to really look at this whole drug thing like the way Dr. Vulula described it, war, right? The same way we used to have the Cotonou Peace Accord, Accra Peace Accord, and ECOMO coming and everybody coming to save Liberia. This is how we should look at this thing. I want the government to take it a little more seriously. I know President Bouaga did his first drug test, and whatever followed, we don't know. I don't want to be political, but I'm being honest here. We saw the say no to drugs. Everybody was there wearing t-shirt in the rain. We saw even some people identified drug users and drug pushers in the line. And since then, we don't see that momentum again. We want to see the government taking this very seriously. Because you see, when you attach a lot of importance to the future of the country, you're going to do whatever it takes. I want it to be so serious that people are afraid to bring drugs in the country or to sell drugs. They say the goat that don't want to live, that the goat will go and eat the owner's yam. That means you don't want to live. This is how I want the government.
I want be on the goat that I don't want to live, that the goat will eat the owner's yam.
Yeah, that means you don't want to live. So whoever brings drug should. That means that the owner's yam you're eating. That's how I want the government to take it.
Amen.
Right, but there should be no lip service. But thank you. Little by little, the little that you're doing, the little like Caleb who's coming. I interviewing, he's doing Jojo, Coffee with Jojo. The people are doing some work. Like Caleb, he said, every time these girls that are there have a baby, they just bring the baby to give the baby to and say, pass out your baby. So there is so many Calebs, all from mothers who are living in the ghettos. Because if you don't take the baby is going to die. So people are doing a lot of work. And what you are doing, also complementing what others have been doing, is just phenomenal. May the God who know how to give good gifts reward you. We want to thank our viewers for watching. We want to thank all of you. Always focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and inspire. Until then, we're going to close with our song. Whether you think drug is warfare or not, we are all Liberians. What is incumbent upon all of us is to do our very best to make our country the glorious land of liberty. Have a good night and God bless.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home.